clear? Math now, don't need to talk about card game already. Okay. Algebra, some of you may have started already, some of you maybe primary school haven't started yet. Never mind. Let's all start from not knowing algebra. Okay?
You haven't go through and finish your question.
Algebra is my least favorite subject.
Algebra is my favorite subject.
It's not my favorite subject.
Good. Okay.
Which one?
Don't need your textbook now. Okay.
Yeah, which one?
Algebra is the... Okay, primary school, what do you think is the easiest topic for math?
Algebra.
Number. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. Okay? The most basic things in math, actually, adding, subtracting, multiplicating, and dividing things. These, I think, are the most easiest or the easiest topics in math already. And algebra, you are doing all these things. So it is just as simple as doing your plus, minus, times, and divide. Okay? Just that everything that you do with numbers, you do again. Yeah? Okay? And although some of you think you have not do algebra before, but actually maybe you have played some game book or you have played some games since kindergarten. Those are already involving algebra. For example, you may have seen like a star, then here is maybe a number. Then I may have 2 stars, 3 stars here. Never do all this, man. You don't even need primary school. Maybe your kindergarten, you have some book already. Okay? Then maybe in the book, they will give you one example. Are you all able to solve this? No. Chloe cannot solve this. Really very hard, man. This dot link to which dot? 3. 3. This dot link to which dot? 1. Okay. So obviously, all of you know the real answer. Okay? It's so hard. Okay? So obviously, this one should link to this one should link to this one. Okay? So, this is actually algebra already. Okay? So, if you think that algebra is difficult, actually no. Just that you think it to be too complicated. Algebra is just using a symbol or a picture or anything to represent a number. Okay? So, it can be a square, it can be a triangle, it can be a circle, all this. We are just using this to represent numbers. Okay? Maybe there is this number that is 4. Instead of writing it as 4, or I just don't like to write 4, then I can use a square. Let's say this square, I represent a 4. So this is algebra already. Then maybe I want to represent a 3. I can write a triangle instead of writing a 3. Okay? Then a circle, or even a orange. I can use an orange to represent maybe the number 6. All these are algebra. Okay? Using picture, using pictorials, all these. So, why? Then we use, why when we come to algebra algebra, usually you will seeing people writing alphabet. X, Y, A to represent numbers. Because it is the easiest symbol to draw already. Instead of drawing square, star, triangle, orange, apples,
then when they draw dots.
all along you have been writing alphabet. Okay, so alphabet, since we already can write alphabet so fast, it is easier to use all these A, B, C, D, E, F, G to represent numbers. So all these X, Y, Z or anything you write, they are just numbers. Just that you don't know what exact number yet. Like that only lor. That is everything about algebra. And all the things you can do with numbers, plus, minus, divide, multiplication, we can do with algebra or the symbols. Okay? So your X, Y, Z, nothing secretive. It is just a symbol. Just like the orange or apple that you can draw. Okay? So now let us take a look at some examples of how these are actually numbers. Okay? So now you can open your textbook, turn to page 1. Why everything so difficult? Okay, turn to page 105. Let us take a look at the table. Okay, so this is actually just showing you anything that you can do with numbers. Then we are actually doing the same thing to numbers, just that this time we are dealing with numbers that we don't exactly know what are the numbers yet. So when we can add 5 and 7, let me give you through how to look at this table. Where is my table? Don't have. Okay. So anything that we do with numbers, for example, if we are adding 5 and 7, 5 plus 7, or adding 5 to 7, or the sum of 5 and 7, all these, they mean the same thing, 5 plus 7. Okay? So we can also add numbers, just that we don't know the number yet. So we can also add A and B. A is a number, B is a number. So if we add A and B, we just write the same thing, A plus B. We are still adding, no change.
In the letter, is it A to Z or
We can use A to Z, but some numbers we usually don't use. Some alphabets we usually don't use. Okay? One of them is I. usually don't use I to represent other numbers.
I just saw I on the book yesterday.
Usually. And one more is we also try to avoid O. Because for very simple reason, O looks like
0.
yeah, O looks like 0. So if you are writing O and 0, it's hard for you to differentiate whether you're writing O or writing 0. So we usually don't use O. Can? B can. Okay. Later you all will, if you learn more mathematics, you will learn that I is a representation for a special number. So we usually don't use I. For now, never mind. So anything that we can add, any numbers, anything that we can do to numbers, we can do to with alphabet or with symbols. 18 minus 11. If like A minus B, same 18 minus 11, we write 18 minus 11. A minus B, we also write A minus B. Nothing different. Multiplication, 2 times 6 is 2 times 6. 2 times x times y, we just write x times y. So here is the first time you may see this different. 2 times 6, x times y. When we have multiplication, all along we have been using this cross, but now you will find that actually when we don't write anything in between, it is also multiplication. So when we just write x, y, it also means x times y. Okay? Just that we now can save the effort of writing another cross. Okay? Then there is another way to write multiplication, that is to write a dot. Okay? So mathematicians are lazy people. Can don't write. Okay? So we choose to don't write anything for multiplication, or we can also write dot for multiplication. Because by default, if it is addition, we definitely must write plus already. Okay? So this one, when there's nothing, we can choose it to be by default for multiplication. Okay? Okay, if we have 5 times 5, 5 multiplied by itself. We have learned during your factorization prime numbers. 5 times 5, we can also write it as 5 to the power of 2. Alright? So for when we write it using alphabet, also no change. X times x, we can write it as x times x. We can write it as xx. We can also write it as x squared. Everything that you can do for numbers, we are just doing the same thing. Okay? 5 times 5 is 5 squared, so x times x is x squared. Okay? Then for division, it is also still exactly the same. Division, we can either write, let's say 10 divided by 5. The same 10 divided by 5 can be written as 10 over 5. Okay? So no change. For alphabets, x divided by y, we can either write x divided by y, or we can also write x divided by y. Okay? So really, algebra is just an extension of your plus minus times divide. So it is the easiest topic already. Okay? Let us take a look at some questions, or some of you thinking already. Okay. So now become testing your English rather than just mathematics. Because the mathematics part is very simple. Plus, minus, divide, and multiplication. So, turn to page 106. Let's take a look and try it yourself one.
Just shouldn't you be going through one section first? Which page is that?
Okay, we will do this part together. Add a to x squared. X squared is simply just x times x. So, add a to x squared, we are just adding two numbers. I'm adding a to x squared. So this is my answer already. Okay, a is a number, x is a number, so x times x is a number. Two numbers adding together, you will get another number. But what number, we don't know yet. But a is a number, x squared is a number, a plus x squared is also a number. Okay, second one, a bit more difficult.